My next question goes to Tasha. Uh, Tasha, the pandemic has disrupted the study pattern of many undergrad students, and some of them have either got academic gaps or they just wish to continue after 2 years of undergrad study in India, midway into a third year of a Canadian degree program. Now, is that possible at Royal Roads University? And if yes, how easy is the admissions process and how comfortable is the changeover? Also, working or studying in the virtual world is not new, but is certainly the new normal. And this has been accepted in 2021 by a number of undergrad students as they have a longer time to complete their degrees. Based on the past year's experience, what advice would you give parents and students to prepare for this new normal and readily accept the advantages and the idea of starting their study online?
At Royal Roads University, we do offer four-year degrees, but we also specialize in educational solutions for the very type of student that you're asking about. So Royal Roads has a number of undergraduate programs that were created just for transfer. So for students who have completed the first 2 years of an undergraduate education, either at a college or another university, and they want to complete their degree and gain practical skills, they're able to join us in our third year. So at Royal Roads, you have the ability to, start the education, and then, maybe it gets disrupted because of the pandemic or for other reasons. You have to go to work, you have to stop your education, whatever it may be. If we have students that want to finish their degrees and come back and join us in the third year, they can do so in 2 years or also as little as 12 months, because we do have accelerated options as well. So there's lots of flexibility built into this type of structure. So students can transfer directly into the third year. Most students transferring into an undergraduate program in Canada, they'll go through a process of sort of course by course transfer evaluation. And this sometimes results in a portion of those credits not transferring into the Canadian institution, which means that you have to do the program again in Canada if you've done it in India. But the way that Royal Roads approaches it is a little bit different. We do it as a block transfer. So as long as the student or the applicant meets our requirements and has completed 60 credits, with 24 of those credits being in the second year, they can transfer directly into the third year with that block of 60 credits. So that's what we're looking at versus individual courses. And this really means that there's, you don't waste any time, you don't waste any money. So that's quite nice, and it does simplify the admissions process. So students are able to do this with us in tourism, in hospitality, justice studies, professional communications, environmental science, and a Bachelor of Business Administration. And similar to the other colleagues here on the panel, I'll just talk a little bit about how education can be a bit different in that degree completion space. Our Bachelor of Business Administration, it's in innovation and sustainability, which sort of really speaks to the demand of the current landscape. It also is organized into projects. So there's 8 different projects over the 2 years, instead of listening to lectures, focusing on theory, writing exams. We're not doing that. Instead, the students are working on projects with classmates, with real companies, and completing 8 of them over those 2 years. So, imagine how that looks on your resume. It's great to actually apply your learning instead of just sort of focusing on that theory. And so we combine the two. So really that applied learning approach and the project-based learning is fantastic. So students who do start and take this path, if they go into a college and say they're in the university transfer program, it really allows young people to explore subjects to help them determine their long-term study plans. Most high school students really don't know what they want to do coming out of high school. I mean, my kids are in high school now and they have no idea what they want to do. So it's nice to give some, the university transfer programs allow them just to explore different disciplines and sort of figure it out. This keeps the parents happy because the students do continue on with their studies. And it also allows families to save money on tuition and sometimes on living expenses if they're going to be living at home before, say, moving to Canada for the degree completion. And it really does help a student build a broader network of peers, of faculty, and industry connections. So the idea of studying at 2 institutions, I think, is really valuable. So yes, it's possible to do degree completion or to transfer in at 3rd year. We actually welcome it, and we've been doing that for 26 years. It's completely normal for us. So the second part of the question, talking about this new world that we're living in with this virtual learning being our new normal. This is a great question, and sort of what advice do we have? So Royal Roads has been offering online learning since the beginning. So we've been doing this for 26 years. When the pandemic hit, it wasn't really new for us. It just became an opportunity for us to kind of show off what we've been doing and help some of our other peer institutions make that adjustment. So it's important for students to know that with online learning, it's not just a pivot to online learning. There's a whole science behind it. At Royal Roads, we have a whole center for teaching and education technology that supports our instructors and the students to have a meaningful online experience. Regardless, working and studying online and remotely is something that started sort of, because of COVID for most people, but for us, it meant that it started to grow very quickly, and we had to adapt and really help our students a lot to be more comfortable with this. And we've really watched the whole world become more comfortable with it, which is fantastic. Studying online is so beneficial because it prepares the students for remote work, which is something we're all doing now. It's a skill that everybody's going to need to learn, and it requires personal dedication and accountability. But it opens so many doors for the future. That's just the way our world is changing now. So the advice overall is just to really be open to this type of learning. Don't resist it. It's not going away. It's incredibly valuable. It is very, very flexible if you learn how to manage it properly. Some advice that I have about online learning is take advantage of booking meetings with your instructors. You can do that online. You might not be face-to-face with people, but you still have to keep up that interaction. Take advantage of the many social online events that the schools will be setting up, because this is a great way to meet and socialize within this new normal, and all the institutions are pivoting to that. They're making the virtual space a social space as well. Set up dedicated space in your home to do your online studies, somewhere that is not distracting, somewhere that's peaceful and comfortable. Also having multiple monitors really, really helps out tremendously with your research and academic writing projects. Stay organized and stay digital. So train yourself to read journal articles online instead of printing them off. Use apps like OneNote to keep yourself organized, to track your ideas, to write your notes when you're reading your journal articles, and you go back and reference those later. So really become paperless. I find that really helps with the virtual learning. And then stay connected outside of your academic platform. So, have a group on WhatsApp of your cohort so that you can support each other, so you can socialize and you can share experiences. That is really, really key. So these are just some examples of advice and tools that I used when completing my master's degree. I just finished doing that during the pandemic, so the whole thing was online. And some of those tips really helped me out a lot. So embrace it. That's what you have to do nowadays.